Hi, I'm Brad Sherwin, Technical Agronomist for DeKalb Asgrow, and welcome to the Agronomy Minute. Farming is all about risk and reward. Each year you invest money in rent or land payments, seed, herbicide, insecticides, fungicides, and fertilizers. Our job is to help you navigate all the decisions you need to make so you come out ahead financially. In today's episode, we're going to talk about factors affecting corn pollination. Now, first is product selection. You want to spread the risk by spreading out the expected pollination window by selecting hybrids that have different maturities. Second is fertility. Nutrients, especially nitrogen and phosphorus, are extremely critical from VT through black layer at R6. Make sure your plants are well fed during this period. Number 3 is insects. Now, insects such as Japanese beetles and corn rootworm adult beetles can clip silks and hurt pollination. Number 4 is scouting. This will keep you focused on crops' needs during pollination, whether it's monitoring for foliar diseases, insects, or any other mid-season problems. Now, late planted fields are usually at greater risk for foliar disease development, and reports coming in from across the state indicate that gray leaf spot is already present on the lower leaves in some areas. The conditions we've had over the last few weeks have certainly been more favorable for foliar diseases. Gray leaf spot, the #1 foliar disease of corn in the state, develops best at temperatures between 70 degrees and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, especially when conditions are consistently wet and humid. Now, for gray leaf spot infection to occur, the leaf surface needs to be wet for 11 to 13 hours, and relative humidity in the canopy needs to be at or above 90% for an uninterrupted period of about 12 to 13 hours. On the other hand, northern corn leaf blight, a disease that's been increasingly common in the state over the last few years, requires wetter and slightly cooler conditions. Remember, the biggest drivers of yield are hybrid genetics, weather conditions, and crop nutrition. Now, what is the impact of weather stress? Year in and year out, corn goes through 3 critical phases. Now, phase 1 is stand establishment, phase 2 is rapid vegetative growth, and phase 3, which is pollination and grain fill. Now, pollination begins when pollen that lands on a silk is captured by small hairs called trichomes, which are present on the surface of the silk. The pollen grain germinates immediately, producing a pollen tube that grows down the length of the silk, resulting in fertilization of the ovule within 12 to 28 hours. Within a few days of successful fertilization, silks will detach from fertilized ovules. Now, this can be observed by performing the ear shake test. When most of the silks easily drop away from the cob, you can be assured of successful pollination. Next is water use requirements. Now, water use requirements for corn are highest during pollination, about 0.4 of an inch per day. Nitrogen and phosphorus uptake are rapid during pollination and grain fill. Therefore, proper fertility is necessary for optimal kernel set and reducing mobilization of nutrients from the stalk, particularly potassium. Water stress around pollination can delay silking, reduce silk elongation, and inhibit embryo development after pollination. Now, during the silking and pollen shed period, severe stress may reduce yield up to about 8% per day, with silks remaining receptive to pollen grain germination up to 10 days after silk emergence. Now, during the 2 weeks following silking, severe stress may reduce yield up to about 6% per day. Severe drought stress that continues into the blister stage, or R2, which is about 10 to 14 days after silking, and the milk stage, or R3, which is about 18 to 22 days after silking, can abort developing kernels. Severe stress during dough and dent stages of grain fill can decrease kernel weight and premature black layer formation. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for taking time to watch our video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when we post our next video. And lastly, hit that thumbs up so we can bring you more agronomic content. We really appreciate it.